Estarossa is about to be a year old this month. It released July 28th last year. Unbelievable, right? Because this guy still, I think, remains as the best designed unit in the game. Not just aesthetically, I think that the whole switch between his like full dark on his body and stuff like that, the twitching, and it's really cool. But I mean passive wise, it is the most well designed passive out of any character in the game, with the whole darkness stacking and basic stat boosting to anybody. Granted, only demons can apply darkness, but anybody gets a stat boost. I think the way he designed him with a card that actually takes advantage of the darkness, and darkness being a gray stack, not a red stack on the enemy, perfectly designed, is the reason why demons kicked on for so long. Even a year later almost, demons are still debatably at the top. So let's play some updated demons. Lost Vein. Purgatory Melee is fun, but I have a video coming out for him tomorrow, so I thought playing some Lost Vein instead. He is so good that one thing that really pissed me off they did, right? So in PvE, you can apply darkness to enemies, but thing is, what ends up happening is they limited enemies to not be able to be darkness stacked anymore. Okay, that's not good. I didn't think that was gonna kill. Oh well. So, darkness, right? For each stack of darkness, do 10% more damage. And also, Estarossa ends up giving 5% basic stats up to 10 times. Really great. In PvE, most of the regular bosses, like those bosses that come around, you know, every so often, were actually able to be darkness stacked. And they wouldn't be encroached, but the darkness stacking was so powerful, they ended up limiting most bosses to not be able to be darkness stacked anymore, because they realized, oh shit, this is so strong, right? This is so strong, this shouldn't be a thing, right? And it's unfortunate. Like, they realized the moment Estarossa came out was when dogs were the super hard demonic beast of the time. They limited dogs to not be able to be darkness stacked at all either. It was like they knew darkness is such a powerful debuff. It's a debuff, it's great, but it's a debuff, right? If something is making... Darkness is just an enhanced ignite. At its core, darkness is just an enhanced ignite, right? So it's a normal debuff that happens to be gray. Happens to also not have a countdown to it, right? It just stays there until the character gets encroached. I don't think ever since they've designed the festival unit better than Estarossa. Because right now in the meta, and this has been a thing for a long time now, not just since Estarossa or anything, the meta is very dictated by two things, two types of characters. The supports and the attackers, right? There's not cleansers really, like Margaret was a thing for a little while, but let's be real. Like, there's not really cleansers, and it's that. And the meta has been very shifted towards having 2 DPSs and 1 support on the field, and 1 support in the back. So 2 DPSs, 2 supports. But Estarossa is such a good DPS unit, even though he's a support unit, that he's both. So on the field, even though I technically have 2 support units, I have 4 units in the field, essentially. I have 2 DPSs and 2 supports on my field. That's how he acts as. Even though, like, you know, a lot of DPS characters also fulfill the role of being also supports. You know, Tyr just came out, and he, in his passive, has the damage increase for allies and attack increase for allies. Not the same thing as Estarossa, though. It doesn't feel the same. But Tyr also, you know, just like Estarossa fulfills that role as well. Which is why characters like Estarossa, like Tyr, are so dominant. You know, they fulfill, okay, I am a DPS. I am going to be popping numbers, right? But I depend on my supports. Estarossa doesn't depend on supports. He is the support. And he also dishes tons of damage. Which is again the same thing as Tyr. But although I really do love Tyr as well, his design. Estarossa's design is just unmatched. The 50% basic stats is crazy. And it really felt like, you know, when Estarossa came out, they tried to do something similar with Merlin with the debuffs. Like the stacking debuffs when allies attack type thing, but it just fell kind of flat with Merlin. Don't get me wrong, you know, Merlin is these days not that bad of a character, I would say. But she just felt like, you know, after Estarossa, we were expecting like some craziness from festivals, because Estarossa was really such a monumental jump from the previous festival, which was like Liz, which was such a shitty festival. And Diane, you know, came before as well. Wasn't that good on launch, then Tarmi only came out, so it was that sort of situation. It was an interesting time. It was a very interesting time. Demons ever since just never stopped, you know, which is crazy. Alright. Lost Vein. I'm gonna do level 3 just cause. Lost Vein feels like a balanced character after Tyr. You know, when we got the Awakening from Lost Vein to LR, it felt like he was incredibly overpowered. But now that Tyr came out and he does like Lost Vein's level 3 damage on level 1s, he feels more balanced. He does definitely feel more balanced. But you know, there's been lots of distaste for demons because of how long demons dominated. Like legit, since July of last year, when Estarossa came out, ever since then, demons dominated. Non-stop. It's been ever since then. But you gotta at least admit that, like, demons are cool, right? Like, demons at least are cool. Nothing wrong with humans. Humans are also... Ban's cool. Ban and Escanor are cool. I don't mind Arthur, but I feel like every Arthur we get is just an extension of the Ban. You know, like Excalibur Arthur was an extension of Purgatory Ban, and they tried, at least that's what I gathered with this previous Arthur release, they tried to make the green Excalibur Arthur an extension of the newest Ban. I think Arthur should get units for himself. This is why, you know, maybe it would have been a stretch to make an anniversary, like I kind of wanted to, but they should release a Chaos Arthur. I would love Chaos Arthur to be the end of year festival this year. I know end of year is like pretty much a Meliodas exclusive at this point. It's been 3 years since every end of year has been a Meliodas, so it would be much more likely to expect a new Meliodas for end of year, potentially Demon King Meliodas. It's still a Meliodas. It would probably still be it would probably be still like, you know, Meliodas named and probably wouldn't be able to be used with other Meliodases. So it's more of an expectancy there, but I would love a freaking Chaos Arthur. Like, give me a Chaos Arthur and give me a Chaos Arthur that does exactly what Estarossa does, because it makes sense. It makes sense. Arthur is all about the humans, right? And if he was a phenomenal human support that also should be a crazy good DPS with good design like Estarossa, it would be super good for the game. Oh look, Ban. Haven't seen one in a while. Let's do the same. Actually, oh, forgot. We should do more like this. I'll give the melee attack boost. I don't care. I just want to apply more debuffs. More debuffs in the darkness stack. Because, you know, applying more darkness stacks just means I get more stats. Actually, I should have double... This is a Purgatory Melee, not a Lost Vein. So I played like I played like I'm attacking into a Lost Vein, because that's what most bonds are. But what I should have done is I should have done the Lost Vein AoE for more stats. Going into Estarossa. Estarossa is a huge threat. It makes sense. It makes sense. Which is why you put Target Link on him. Exactly why. So, how about this? We can't crit, but our damage is not too bad either. Did the debuff get removed? Oh, I guess it did. I didn't know. Bond's target debuff gets removed once he dies? That makes no sense, because target is not a passive debuff, it's a card debuff. That makes no sense. Did I crit with target? No, that makes no... I could never have critted with target on me, because Estarossa has like 120% crit chance, I think, something like that. But, so I'll have 20% crit chance, and DN has like super high crit resistance. It's like something like that, right? Okay, yeah, it is 120, but it's boosted by like 24% by Zeldris and Kusok. That makes no sense. That should not be how the debuff works. The debuff is a card debuff. Let's say like I apply Infect. If Zeldris collapses here, Infect is still gonna be applied. That doesn't change anything. Maybe it's a problem with the passive. Because if you recall how Bond's passive used to work, it used to remove the target once you know, use the snipe card. So maybe the way they end up fixing the passive causes like this to work? Or it should, like this to happen? I don't know. That is very odd. Very, very odd. Anyways. Let's talk about humans, even though I make it a bit Estarossa. Humans could use a character like Estarossa. I mean, every race could use a character like Estarossa, which ends up doubling down and being the best support ever while being a crazy DPS. Any and all races should use a character like Estarossa. I mean, these days, right, we have... what have we got for other races that is similar? I guess Mael is a similar unit to Estarossa. But how I feel like, for Mael specifically, is that Mael is what... Estarossa, right? Is what Mael wishes he was. Mael provides help for goddesses in the field, right? He gives the damage reduction, and he gives the inability to be stat lowered. But it's just not the same thing. It's just not the same thing, because... And it's in fault as well to the fact that goddesses don't have another DPS. Like, they just don't. They just don't. Red Sauriel is the closest thing they have. Red Sauriel is the closest thing they have to another DPS. Right? So, I don't think that counts. Right? Truthfully, I don't think that counts. So, Goddesses not having another DPS kind of sucks for him. But if he had something like Estarossa buffing basic stats on top of like increasing damage, straight up increasing damage for the allies, different level, right? Not to mention like Mael is completely selfish when it comes to the stats. He only gives stats to himself. Oh, this is complicated. I might just die. Listen, I'm beyond. Demons are still good. Tier is better. Tier is honestly better. I think that the only thing I can do here is just apply as much darkness as possible. Ooh, I hit too hard. He's just gonna one-shot me. He's just gonna straight up one-shot me. I hope he doesn't. He likely will though. Demons have a tough time against tier. It's like you just can't kill him. Interesting. Level 2 AoE! See the darkness. The extra basic stats. Now, I actually only survived because he missed so many crits. So the Kusok crit chance lower was very helpful here. Oh, if I knew I would have killed... Yeah, Estarossa, it's so hard. If I knew I would have killed like that, I would have... Yeah, works out. See, he just doubles down as a DPS. If he needs to, he is the DPS. Either way, people have been speculating the next festival unit will be Demon King Zeldris. And they would like revive the demons. And hey, if that happens, cool. I see it happening now because this Zeldris already has had his Holy Relic. And I know Netmarble loves to, you know, they drop a relic for a character and then it's like, okay, now time to release a new version. So you, even though you just made the relic, you used your mats and stuff, that unit is going to become irrelevant now. And I can see it. I can see it. And, you know, with Tyr's release as well, being such a monster character also adds on to that conclusion too. I think this is better. I think Lost Vein kills you. Then type advantage on the Lost Vein. It was close. A little too close. But either way, that's about it.